Okay. Made with Unity. And if I'm not mistaken, I believe this one's a puzzle game. So, okay. I'm like, stuck. We are. Maybe it'll fix itself. Okay. This game is a work of fiction. Any resemblance to actual persons, entities, or organization is coincidental. The game uses an auto-save feature. Please do not turn off your computer while this icon is displayed. Move the slider until the logo on the left side is barely visible. I mean, it is barely visible to me. So, okay. So this is Amerzone, the Explorer's Legacy, and this is a remake of the 1999 game. This one is available on PC. It is going for the price of $39.99, but there is a digital deluxe version of this too for $49.99. If you like what you see of the game and you are here in the Twitch chat, you can use exclamation point GOTC if you are in the Twitch chat. And if you are watching this as a VOD on YouTube, then the information for the game is going to be in the description box below the video. And again, a very big thank you to the publisher and developer of the Amerzone Explorer's Legacy for providing me with a free copy of the game to play on tonight's stream. So, I'm hoping we can turn down this music because it is loud. It is loud. It's so loud. Okay. Yes, include the name of the speaker in the subtitles. Probably want the subtitles to be kind of big there. Hopefully they have a tutorial, cause... Okay, so Traveler, you wish to enjoy the ambience and story with the modern difficulty level for puzzles. You will find more documents and guidance to progress among the various destinations of your journey. In addition, the hints you can unlock from your journal will be more precise. No, you can change the difficulty mode at any time from the game options menu. As an adventurer, you will get stuck more often and will need to explore and experiment more to solve the puzzles. You will find fewer documents and help to progress through the various destinations in your adventure, and the hints you can unlock from your journal will be less precise. No, for an even greater challenge, you can disable this hint system and even objectives at any time. To do this, go to the game options menu. We're gonna go Traveler, because why make I I am a traveler, but we're a new traveler, just in case, because we're trying to chill and vibe. So we're gonna do traveler. Later on, once I get the lay of the land, as they say, I might do adventurer. But right now, we're gonna do traveler for the sake of stream. I can't rage quit 2 games in one night now, huh? So the loading times, well, let me rephrase that because again, it seems like the loading times are long, but let me be upfront and say that I'm playing this off of an external HDD. So that it's probably taking a little longer because of it being on the HDD and not an SDD or SSD. So keep that in mind. In love and memory of Benoit Sokol, with the kind permission of Martine, Jules, and Hugo, Published by Michael Rhodes. Oh, that's pretty. CEO Stephanie Longard. Okay. I'm wondering if this is a French developer. Okay. I figured, I was like, based on the names, I was like, it has to be a French studio. Okay.
You're the journalist, aren't you?
Yes.
I gave him your letter the other day. The professor's probably read it. He received another letter this morning. I put it in his mailbox. It was a letter from the museum. Letters from the museum. They always mean trouble. Hey, maybe you could take it to him. He has trouble moving around, you know. He's an old man. You know what I mean. You want my advice? He should see a doctor. Well, that's what I think anyway. Oh, and have a care. It looks like something fell from your bag over there. Well, then have a nice day.
Radio, chop chop cheerio. Yep. Professor Alexandra Van Boyce. He awaits you at his lighthouse in Brittany. Despite his unsavory reputation, he is the only expert on the little known Amerzone, and we absolutely have to fill those last pages in the feature that Camille left so empty. Della Boyce seems to have enjoyed your communications. Get what you can from him face to face and get back to Paris as soon as possible. The accounts department refuses to cover any hotel fees for this report. Emma Fitzgerald, editor in chief. Well, you know what, Emma? You're not very nice. Okay. All right. So press A when the mountain icon appears to move in that direction. You can skip the movement by quickly double pressing A. You can skip all movements automatically by changing the game settings. For your convenience, some movements are set to be skipped by default. Okay. It's really gorgeous too. I'll have to go now and look up some of the version from the 1999 just to see. That's the way I wanna go. I guess this is the way I'm going. While in close up view, move your cursor to the screen edge as you. Okay, this. Okay. Okay. Go this way.
My friend, this old fool is overjoyed that your editor has finally decided to send you to interview me in person.
Okay.
As pleasant as it has been, our recent correspondence will not allow me to discuss certain subjects as freely as I would like.
Okay.
the subject of your special issue,
What?
the Amerzone.
I
You
was gonna
must be
say.
aware that it hits very close to home for me. That mysterious land is both the source of my greatest joys and my deepest disgrace.
Okay.
As my old friends at the museum have probably told you.
Mm.
But no matter what they say, I know what really happened over there in the 30s. When
Okay.
my companions and I ventured into the unknown wilds.
Okay. Did they?
My friends and I, we caused harm.
Oh,
Harm that I am determined to heal today.
all right.
But I need your help. Not only to finally bring my version of what happened to light, but perhaps to do even more.
Okay.
Time is running out. So, safe travels, my friend.
All right.
I am quite pleased to welcome you to my humble abode.
Can we spend the night, cuz?
Signed, Professor Alexandre Valenbois.
Valenbra. Okay. Take his mail. Why are we taking his mail? You can directly change most mechanical elements in your surroundings. When the hand icon is displayed, hold A and L in that direction shown. Okay. Examining objects from all angles will help you discover useful information, sometimes even specific actions. Press and hold A to rotate an object and then L to move it. Okay. If you see the magnifying icon, it tells you that that's useful information, and then the finger icon enables you to perform a specific action. Okay. A bad sign. Okay. Okay. Mr. Alexandra Van Miss Van Mr. Van sorry. We have thoroughly examined your plans for a new expedition to the Amerzone and regret to inform you that we are unable to give a positive response to your request. First, the present economic situation does not permit us to finance such a risky expedition. Second, my colleagues and I are of the opinion that unfortunately you still have not renounced the empirical fallacy which was once at the root of a lengthy dispute between yourself and the museum. This vulnerable institution, which I now have the honor of representing, still remembers the bitter disappointment and mockery within the scientific community that resulted from your first expedition in 1932, which we had been weak enough to sanction in the first place. Just as my honorable predecessors did back then, I will warn you against the dangers of such an undertaking, where adventurous fantasy prevails over strict scientific rigor. Edward Mulek, curator. Okay. Okay, your journal has been updated. Just been updated. The different tabs contain all the items and documents you've collected, your objectives, progressive hints for solving them, and lots of other useful information. Remember to check it often. You can open it by using the menu button. Okay. What's over here? Just out of curiosity. So it's kind of like a dungeon crawler, a little bit. Okay. Okay. Well, obviously we're not gonna go through that side door, so. Okay, so that was probably the front door. My bad. Yeah, that's the front door. Okay. I think I'm getting this confused with a different game. As you progress along your journey, you may find investigative material, evidence that will help you unlock additional articles for your report. You don't have to conduct these investigations, but completing them will enable you to discover additional content and delve into the secondary elements of the story. Investigations are recorded in a dedicated tab in your journal. Open it with the menu button. Keep your eyes peeled and don't be afraid to go off the beaten path, right? Okay, Professor Van Boy, I've been told you no longer want to teach your workshop next year after a disagreement with the parent of one of our pupils. For what it's worth, I sincerely think that you shouldn't take the comments of this individual, who is already notorious within our team, to heart. No one thinks you're a charlatan. You're a scientist, and the children love you. Year after year, I see how fascinated they are, and their teacher too, by your sessions on the Amazonian goose, and so I hope I might change Amerzonian. Sorry, I said Amazonian, but Amerzonian goose, and so I hope I might change your mind by writing to you to help persuade you. Little Sophia, who was also mesmerized by your last workshop, asked me to send you something. I've attached it to this letter along with the usual sign up for external educators. I hope you'll send it back to me. Filled in as usual. Warmest regards, Ariana D. Okay. 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 It has finally happened. After months of waiting, unanswered requests, and some fairly desperate reminders, Mondale magazine has finally given me some work, my first skid. The magazine needs something to round off its end of year geography feature. It will be dedicated to a little known South American country, Amerzone. Amerzone. It's next to Brazil, apparently. Though I must admit I've never heard of it. My initial research hasn't turned anything up so far. I'll have to try and find an expert on the subject. Okay. Since Mondale magazine asked me to contribute to its special issues on Amerzone, I felt as though I've unveiled a case with untold ramifications. I need to investigate as many of them as possible for my report. Okay. My list of investigations: A Second Life. Upon his return from his expedition to Amerzone in the 1930s, Professor Van Boy became the laughingstock of the scientific community. He did seclude himself in his old lighthouse. I'd like to dig a little deeper into this little known part of his. Okay. Professor Van Boy took up residence in an old lighthouse in Langriven on the coast of Brittany. His choice of residence was no coincidence, given that the lighthouse is seated right inside the breeding ground of a bird that has always been of great interest to Van Boy. The Langriven scarlet goose, also known as the Amerzonian goose. Each year, this creature migrates to the country from which it gets its name, the place that has fascinated and haunted Van, Van Boy throughout his life. Collect all invest. Okay. Wait, it was something else in there. Okay, letter from the teacher. What do we get here? Okay. It's locked. Okay.
You are the journalist,
Oh, yeah.
aren't you? Come. Come. Amerzone. Amerzone.
Oh, no.
Too late for me. Too late. It's all over for me.
Oh, no.
I'm no longer in good health, my friend. It's a pity, but what can I do? In any case, Amerzone, all that,
Mm-hmm.
no one ever believed me.
Okay.
So, after all those years, the egg, the egg, the egg is still alive.
Mm.
Yes. I had planned to take it back over there to Amerzone.
Let me guess, you want me to take it. Yeah, get away from me.
My expedition was ready and all planned out to the smallest detail.
Okay.
And now I have no strength left. You must go for me. You must go. Take the egg back. Take the egg of the white birds back to Amerzone. I beg you.
Okay.
Please. You will find everything you need right here
I
in
know.
the lighthouse.
Okay.
You must go to the basement. Please. You must.
I know you didn't just die. I know you didn't just do that. I'm about to say, I know you didn't just die, dog. Nah, smack that motherfucker in the face. Wake your ass up. Hold up. Nah, he not dead. He's sleeping. Okay, he dead, but oh shit, they gonna blame me. Are you about to use that to cover him, dog? Are you even gonna alert the authorities that he dead? He like, no, let me just cover him up. They'll figure it out eventually. It's messed up. I mean, at least he was nice enough to cover him, though. Okay, you can reveal all the possible interactions around you by holding down Y. To find icons represented by the eye symbol, you must move the camera. Okay. Best avoid it. Okay. Okay. Dear sir, I convey to you the heartfelt greetings of President Alvarez, who is in ill health and unable to reply to your letter personally. Naturally, he has fond memories of the adventures you shared in the 30s upon his return to the country. However, as I am sure you will understand, our country's laws must apply equally to all, and the bonds of friendship you once had with our supreme guide do not entitle you to special privileges. I therefore regret to inform you that I cannot process your application for a visa to enter Amerzone. We do not wish to welcome any more scientific expeditions which could lead credence in whatever form to the existence of those white birds. This Indian mythology, as with all others of its kind, is keeping our indigenous fellow citizens in a state of mind that is incompatible with our country's triumph march towards progress and modernity. Thank you for your understanding. Basically, no, you're not coming over here. Dog. Okay. The capital of Amerzone, Poli, is a place to be avoided. Okay. Them boys. I never would imagine I'd hear from you after all this time. I still remember the day you washed up on our island after the contraption of yours hit that sperm whale. I'm sure you know what has become of one of your traveling companions, Antonio Alvarez. Perhaps it would have been better if he got down with your machine in the lagoon. Anyway, I'll take care of your doohickey, this backup disket you sent with your letter. I'll hide it away like you asked where you stayed back then. You're right to be cautious. The Arizona Coast Guard seems paranoid that a foreigner like you is going to try and sneak across the border sometime soon. Fair winds for your voyage, and I guess see you soon. Eligible signature. And watch out for sperm whales this time. Okay. Is that the one I just read? Yeah. The fisherman on Shipwreck Island. The fisherman we met on Shipwreck Island during the 1932 expedition. He was just a lad back then, reliable but uncommunicative when he was in a bad mood. He accepted the disket, even hid it from Antonio's henchman. Oh, okay. The Emmer, yeah, part of the tear now, right? The Amerzone Delta, where the waters of the river flow into the Atlantic Ocean, a natural border. Okay. David Mikowski. Okay, Reverend Father, still a friend. Good candidate for the disket. That disket must hold some really interesting information on it. My friend, it was great. It was with great joy tinged with disbelief that I received your letter after more than 50 years of silence. I must admit that I have given up all hope that our paths would ever cross again. And to be quite truthful, I thought you were no longer with us. For we are too old now, I fear, and deep down inside, the joy of meeting you again is mingled with the fear of seeing you undertake such a risky expedition at your age. My old friend Alexandra, I believe that I share your feelings of guilt towards poor Amerzone. We made many mistakes that only our youth could explain. Today, in the twilight of our years, we want to right our wrongs and thus attempt to obtain from our fellow human beings or from ourselves an earthly redemption that pales in comparison to divine justice. All this is very. Wait. All of this is very human, I know, but with a folly at your age to set off again through the Amazonian forests and marshlands, you will fail along the way and die out there. What's more, the Amazon you once knew no longer exists. My dear old fella, things have changed here as in the rest of the world. You mentioned the white birds, but I have come to believe that they live on only in the heady fumes of intoxication that envelop the neutralized indigenous people who were spared by the inexorable march towards progress. You must think that I am very bitter, Alexandra. But if you only knew the sad state that this country is in now, as if it has been hit by an impeccable curse. Should you persist, however, in your determination to return to Amerzone and stop over at our mission in Pablo, as you have planned, note that you will not find the companion and adventures of your youth, but a poor, toothless old man who was nonetheless be delighted to welcome you under his roof. Then, like two exhausted ghosts, we will go and sit on the riverbank to watch the sunset on our lives. God be with you. David Makowski. P.S. I must say I was a little surprised by your request, but I'm happy to keep hold of your backup disket, as you call it. All the more reason for you to stop in and say hello if you insist on undertaking this ridiculous venture. Okay. Okay, Luis Angel, my guide in 1933. He abandoned me back then, but strangely I feel I can trust him enough to send him a disket in his old cat. Okay. Fanboys, what a surprise. After all this time, when I got your letter, you stubborn old mule, all the memories of our trip along the Amerzone River came flooding back. All the madness with your obsession with the white birds, but the country you knew is no more. Amerzone, since your pal Alvarez took over, speaking of the old legends, is forbidden. I have lost a lot of friends, and not only to fermented drinks. Many were crushed under the boots of the military regime. So this dude came over there and took over the islands. Like, what the hell? Before they could even utter the words white birds. I did warn you, you should never have stolen the egg from the Ovo Valhallas. You cursed yourself that day, Van Boy, and with you the whole of Amazon, and you doomed me to watch the results of your folly every day. Friends dying one by one, and soon I too will follow them. Rome will get the better of me. I am dying, Alexandri. But I must forgive you, just as I believe you have forgiven me for abandoning you that day deep in the jungle. I will keep this backup discus that you sent me. Hide it where you two met, you and you know who. I will also leave some fuel for your infernal machine, as requested. Just be warned that I will probably no longer be here to welcome you when you arrive. Okay. And then, what's this? A route. A journey that starts in France, crosses the Atlantic to an island, then goes up to Amerzone River. The Circle Island seems like Van Boys wanted to stop off there. Sketch figures that look like animals. Okay. Did we read everything? What's this? The Overhollis village, is it still there? Go to the basement. Okay. Yep, no. But they said go to the basement, but what's up here, I wonder? Just out of curiosity, what's up here? More stuff.
My dear friend, I am an old man in the twilight of his years.
Huh?
I know now that I will never have the strength to set off again to the Amazon. My only remaining hope resides in convincing you to go in my stead.
Okay.
To make amends for the wrong I have done to that country over 50 years ago. It was in 1929. university where I was finishing my studies in natural sciences that I first heard of the Amerzone.
Okay.
I befriended a young law student from that country. His name was Antonio Alvarez, and he was later to become the despotic leader that we now know today.
Wow.
He suggested going with me as my guide and interpreter until we got to the last steps of civilization in his country. A second companion was to join me.
Okay.
The Reverend Father David Makowski, who was burning with desire to perform mission work among the inhabitants of those regions forgotten by the Creator.
Okay.
We set off, therefore, one morning in June 1932 on board the Hydra Float, a revolutionary invention of mine.
Okay.
Unfortunately, this first prototype had several imperfections. The mechanics of the craft failed us on the way
Okay.
near Shipwreck Island. A large number of sperm whales had settled there. I feared that we might have hit one of them. It was only by a miracle that we set foot on the shores of the Amazon. But already, my friend, I realize that I am only at the beginning of this tragic story.
Okay.
If you want to find out about what follows, it will be waiting for you in the basement. Your next destination, should you decide to replace me for this new journey.
Okay. Oh, there's a key. So it might have been good that we came. Oh, yeah, to get to the basement, you would need the key. You have found Professor Bamboy's travel journal, the memoirs of his first expedition to Amerzone. It is an inexhaustible mine of information about the mysterious country. Some of it may prove useful. You can access his journal by using the down. Okay. That makes sense. We need to grab the key to get in the basement. It's labeled basement. Okay. Is there anything else in here before we go? Okay. Difficult to read without using the projector. Is there a button to like turn this on? Yes, there is. Okay. 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 So maybe there's other. There might be other slides. So let's look real quick. This book is open at a page about the Amerzone Huko. The right page just shows the female, and then the left is the male. Oh, the left is the female, right is the male. Okay. I want to see. I know we got to go down, but I'm like, I just wanted to see what was up here. He was obsessed with this island, wasn't he? Okay. The plans. Okay. A recent recording of the Amazonian dictator. Maybe we can watch it.
Amazone is a powerful country, and the people of Amazone are its symbol.
Okay.
I am the father of the Amazonian people, and as this nation among long live Amazone, long live progress. Progress will liberate us, separate us from the romantic nonsense
Wow.
of the savages. Progress will burst open the door to the modern world so that we, the people of Amazone, may enter and take our rightful place.
I don't know if we're gonna need that, but I'm gonna take it back. Just in case. Is that... Okay, that's leading us back to the... And then I think that's the end of us being up here. Yeah, I'm not gonna read all of that. That's a lot to read. This is crazy. Okay. In here. I like how I was supposed to go to the basement, but I'm exploring everything else but the freaking basement. Okay, let's go back in and go to the basement. I'm not gonna slide down that. What's this? Okay. can't be it. No. Okay, hold on. I remember. He said from France, so. I think this is the United States here, so that's North America. I was gonna say this should be. Okay. It has to be in the right order, so push that. I was gonna say it has to be in the right order. Okay. What did we get? Okay. Okay. I would imagine he wanted to go back to the island. Various notes to seem to be memos scribbled by Felbamus. One in particular jumps out. The password equals his birthday. Aww. Okay. Make sure everything is good. Alright, let's go now. Right, I head back. Wait, what was that up there? Wait, it was something there. I don't know. Okay, no, it's probably nothing then, because that one wasn't nothing either. Okay. Okay, so let's go back down. And then we'll go to the basement. Or... to the basement. Okay. Yeah. Okay, and it's saved, so we will stop the game there. Yes. But this one's really interesting so far. To be honestly truthful, I kind of like this one. But while it is loading to the main menu, again, that is Amerzone, the Explorer's Legacy, which again is a remake of the game. If you like what you see of the game and you are here in the Twitch chat with us, you can use exclamation point GOTC. And if you are watching this as a VOD on YouTube, the information for the game is going to be in the description box below the video. Again, it's going for $39.99, but there is a digital deluxe for $49.99 as well. And I would like to say a very big thank you to the developers and publishers of Amerzone for providing me with a free copy of the game to play on tonight's stream.